Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today I'm doing a very special video because this is my 100th video on YouTube, and I decided I want to show you guys a recipe that my dad made a lot when I lived in Ontario, and I wanted to take you guys along with me for the whole process. So you're gonna come with me shopping and cooking, probably not eating, but yeah. Okay, so we're here. Now let's go get a cart and start shopping. No. I'm actually super low on face wash, so I'm gonna go and see if they have mine. Okay, so no, they don't. Let's go see if they have my other one. And they don't have my other one either. Still want one of these foam thingies, but this is the only neutral one they have, and it's velvet, which is not ideal, but I'm gonna get it anyways. I'm also gonna get some like things for home, like snack-wise. I also picked up milk, but I can't remember if we have eggs. And I know I'll need eggs, so I think I'll go back and get some. Some cheese. And we need some eggs. We're gonna pick the ones that are the most affordable, which are these ones. Quick check to make sure they're not broken. Some margarine and some burgers for one night. So I'm thinking for the actual meal that we're gonna cook, I want to do it with pork. So I want to do like stewed pork and macaroni pie. No. Pork loin. Okay, yeah, we'll go with this one, I think. That'll do. Actually, I think I'm gonna use this, and then I'll just cut it up and get rid of the bone. I also want to pick up a roast. This one. Okay, so I basically have everything. I just need to pick up potatoes, onions, and tomatoes, and carrots. And I think I'm done. Yes. Haha, I lied. I needed honey and I need something else. So I'm gonna get those and then I'll show you guys when I'm in the vegetables. Okay, so we're all done and now I'm just gonna cash out and head out. So I'm all done with my shopping and I'm just gonna head home now and then we can start to make the meal. Okay guys, so we're back in my kitchen now and we're gonna start to cook everything. So I'm going to make stewed pork, and yes, you guys get my face today. Doesn't it feel weird? But anyways, we're gonna make stewed pork. So first things first, get your pork, and I'm going to take off the wrapping and clean it, and I'll be right back. So I just got a pork that was already sliced, but you can definitely do this with the whole pork. You can get the same result. This one has a bone in it, so I'm just gonna get the bone out. And you can always keep the bones and just use them for stock if you want. But anyways, now that we got the bone taken out, I'm just going to dice this into 1-inch pieces. Okay, so off camera, I just cut all the meat and I got as much meat off of the bones that I could, and then we're gonna move on. So next I'm going to cut an onion, and we're gonna cut this pretty large, just into some large dices. So I'm just gonna cut off the ends. I'm gonna cut it down the middle. Cut it down the center that way. And then I'll just cut it into 4 pieces. If any pieces seem too big, I'll cut them one more time. We're gonna move on to our tomatoes. Again, I'm just gonna cut those fairly large. So I'll just cut down the center, down the center again. Eyes are burning from those onions. And then I'm gonna cut these ones into 3. So to this, I'm going to add in 4 tablespoons of minced garlic. But if you have garlic cloves, then I would say go in with 4. I'm also going to go in with some green seasoning. I'm going to use about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to go with 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar. About 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. You need some salt and some pepper. Just do that to taste. And now we're just gonna mix everything together. I'm just gonna use my hands because they're already here. So it should look like this when you're done. Now I'm just gonna put some saran wrap over it and then we'll set it aside. So we're gonna move on to making the macaroni pie. I already have all of the macaroni here and it's cooked. And then to that, I'm going to add in about 1/2 cup of butter or margarine, whichever one you prefer. We're gonna add in about 1/4 cup of milk, 4 eggs. You always want to crack your eggs on your table, not on your bowl. That way you don't get any eggshells. And I'm going to add in about 2.5 cups of cheese. That's I already have here and it's grated. You can just eyeball the cheese and see if you have enough. If you need to go in with a little bit more, this is the time. We're also going to season right now with some salt and pepper. I'm pretty generous with my seasoning, as you can see. And whenever my dad would be making macaroni pie, when he was like at this stage of it, I'd always try to sneak out a bowl because I love it at this stage. But we're gonna bake it, and it doesn't have to get all the cheese melted because like when you have these like clumps left over, it's just gonna make it even cheesier. We're gonna go ahead and add this to our baking dish. Obviously don't grab it like this if yours is hot off of the stove. You will burn yourself. Sometimes you might need a little bit of help with this stuff just because it is really heavy. Okay, so I have my cheese right here. I'm just gonna top it off. And it's okay if it doesn't cover like the whole thing because there is a lot of cheese in it already. But I don't want to waste any, so I'm just gonna put it all on here. Okay, and we're good to go. Just got this in the oven. And I will meet you at the stove so we can continue with the stewed pork. Right now, I have a heated pan and I put vegetable oil in there, and then I'm gonna add in about a few tablespoons of sugar. And we are basically going to brown the sugar. When it turns to a dark golden brown, we are gonna add our meat in, and this is just going to brown it and give it a very caramelized flavor. Just make sure that you're constantly stirring it. So I have about equal parts oil and sugar. You want to go in about 3 tablespoons of each. As you can see, it's starting to melt now. And once it's melted and it's a nice dark brown, we're just going to go ahead and add our meat in. Okay, so I'm going to add all my meat in, but I'm going to not add in my onions or my tomatoes. And we are just going to keep this going until it is all nice and brown. So I showed you it with sugar. Sugar is a far more accessible ingredient to find, but in some stores in the Caribbean Isles, find this, which this is browning, and it basically will help you to achieve the same thing. So I'm actually going to add a little bit in. You don't need too much. I would say just do like a teaspoon. And believe me, a little goes a long way with this. Okay, so now that we're at this stage, we're gonna go ahead, add in all the rest of the marinade. I'm gonna add in about a 1/4 cup of ketchup, as well as 2 cups of water. Just gonna go ahead and give that a good mix. So once it's all mixed, we're gonna bring it back up to a boil. We're gonna partially cover it, and then we're just gonna let it go for about an hour. And you wanna stir it about 2 or 3 times during that time period. Okay, so as you see, everything is nice, it's boiling. We're gonna put the lid ajar. We're gonna turn it down to about 5, so about halfway down, medium. And then we're just gonna leave it and let it go. And then I will be back when everything is done. So there's our finished pie, looking great. Just gonna check the meat, see how it's going. Okay, I think I'm gonna give the meat about 15 more minutes, and then I think everything will be good to go. Okay guys, and that completes this video. We made our stewed pork, we made our macaroni pie. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment below for what you guys want to see next. I hope you guys like this 100th video with me on camera cooking, and until next time, bye!